Good morning everybody. Well, here I am. I have just arrived at the Norfolk Showground and I'm just about to go into the East Anglian Yarn Festival. The weather here is awful. You can probably see from the windows of the car. It is pouring down. It has been pouring down for days. I was a little bit worried about the parking situation because, as expected, we're parking on grass, and I was a bit worried I was going to get out into a mud bath, but actually it seems to be pretty good. They've obviously got the drainage sorted here. Right, anyway, so I'm going in, so I shall see you in a bit. So here I am, just walking into the Yarn Festival. As you can see, it's in this lovely big hangar building, lots of space to move around. It was a really nice setup. First stall I went to was Eliza Conway. Lots of lovely little, I'm really drawn to this stall because it was lots of little second-hand bits, little antique bits. And then she had this gorgeous yarn. These are balls of pure wool and she was selling them for 50p each. I was really taken by this cabinet as well, but I resisted the temptation. Then I went to Emily Cross Ceramics, lots of little pin keepers here and the little mushrooms there you can just see. And the yarn bowls. Oh, I love her yarn bowls. They are so beautiful. Love the colours. And then the other thing I really enjoy is these mugs. You really have to pick them up to appreciate them. They are so tactile. They're really lovely to hold. Yeah, beautiful and lovely colours again. So then I was at Wensleydale Long Wool. Really liked their cushion here. This is a knit kit. I like the little bus with the wheels on it. And then this is Little Gem Felts. She makes beautiful pictures using needle felting techniques and makes them into bags and other things as well. They're really lovely, very inspirational. And then she also sells the battings as well, so you can create your own designs. Really, really lovely stuff. And this is at the threshing barn, having a good squidge there of all the battings. And here I am drawn to this beautiful greeny blue colour. I do love this colour. I'm sure I've got something very similar at home actually, which I've just not put into use yet. Not got it on the spinning wheel. Must get on with that. Very tempted by these colours. Okay, and this is actually the button box, but I'm focusing on their trims because these were just amazing. I have never seen some of these trims before. They were wild and the prices were incredibly reasonable. I think if I could thought something I could use them for, I would have been straight in there and bought lots and lots. There was just loads to choose from. Love those butterfly ones. And then look at this rainbow one. Absolutely gorgeous. I was very tempted to buy that to sew around the bottom of my grey wool winter coat. Cheer it up a little bit. More around here as well, you can see. Beautiful birds on there. These ones had all little wooden beads on. And more rainbow stuff here. And it was so reasonable as well. It was only like £1 a metre was that one. Gorgeous. So now I'm at Malika, I think Malika, who she makes knitted jewellery. But I was really drawn to this. It is a mosaic crochet temperature blanket, and they call it a heirloom blanket. And if you go to her website, she actually does sell the pattern for it. It's really, really beautiful. So it's a different pattern for each month, and then a different colour for each day. And then any special events, such as children's birthdays and things, she puts beads on those. You can just see the beads glistening there. Really lovely. So this is me at the Little Grey Girl, having a look at their lovely sweaters. I did particularly like this. I do like the colourway, the grey and the rainbow. You'll see it comes up again later on. So there's more of it here. This is, I mean, obviously this is very much her colour palette. I really like that design with the bobbles in. And here's some of her yarn selection, and you can see some of her little bags as well. And this is me at Tilly Flop. I love these things. Look at these lovely little wraps that you can put around your socks. Aren't they fantastic? Lots of sort of knitting adjacent stationery, cards, gifts. Really lovely things here. I particularly liked these tea towels. I think I need that one on the left, the top left there in my life, definitely. And then lots of little gift cards, and then look at this wrapping paper. Isn't it just fabulous? And then some more cards. I wish you looked at me the way you look at that skein. I really like that. Lots of different knitting and crochet related, yarn related cards. So this is the Wool Kitchen. I really fell in love with this shawl. I love the way that all these little nubbles are made. I actually went back and took a picture of the label. I can't remember what it's called, Lupalisma, something like that. It comes up again in a minute anyway, you'll see. And they also had a really lovely collection of yarn. I really love these colourways with the sort of the darker colour and then the flash of rainbow and then these beautiful strong colours. Really lovely. And then this is Felt by Bridget, and aren't these just gorgeous? Lovely brooches, really beautiful colours. She has lots and lots of different designs. And as well as the brooches, she had, I didn't take any footage of it actually, but she had some fantastic felt hats. They're actually designed to sort of fold flat, so they're great for travelling with. They were really, really attractive. Loved these hair barrettes, hair clips. Aren't they gorgeous? I wish I'd got one now. Lots of other little things she had on her stall as well. Then this was at the Yarn Whisperer. Kitey at the Yarn Whisperer, hello, was showing me this beautiful shawl. This is actually a shawl, not one of his making. It's called the Chocomania by Ravliki, and he used it. He crocheted it, beg your pardon, using a really big skein of yarn, like the one at the bottom left that we just saw. I love these colours though, aren't they beautiful? But I put that Chocomania shawl on my list of ones to do. Actually, it's quite challenging, he said, but great fun. There, you see that one on the bottom, the left there, the big blue one. That's the right sort of size, he said, to do it with. And then also on his stand, I loved his display of little cacti and plants that he'd crocheted. I thought they were just so cute, really inspirational. Now this is me at FlameKnits, and she makes hand-blown glass stitch markers, progress keepers, and then also some jewellery, beautiful earrings and bracelets. I absolutely love her stuff, really lovely. We also talked about our shared love of rainbows. So yeah, that was great. And look, I love those yellow and grey ones as well, aren't they pretty? This one in particular. And you see, there's her earrings, and there's the bracelets. I really like that rainbow bracelet, the second from the left. Really nice. She let me pick them up to see how heavy they were. They're actually quite light. There we go. Loop. Yeah, sure. Yeah. You can see it anyway. Oh, now this is Anne Caitlin Begg. I hope I've got that right. And basically all her things that she does is all cat related, right up my street, because I have got 4 of them. These beautiful stitch markers, honestly I could have bought them all. They were really, really lovely. Some great sock designs, all with little cat faces on, and they're all double knitting ones, and you can buy a book with them all in. There it is. I just love her design aesthetic. It's really lovely. And then I saw this cardigan. Oh my goodness. Oh look, it's the yellow and grey again. Lots and lots of pins. I really like pins. I do actually wear them a lot as well, put them on my sweaters and things. Lots and lots of different cat related ones. Very, very funny. Okay, and then this is me at Felt Fusion. I've been a lover of Felt Fusion's yarns for many years. Again, love the colour aesthetic. Look at those beautiful, beautiful yarns. Absolutely love them. You really have to touch the yarns. This is to me is the best bit about going to a show, is you actually get to squish them and feel what they actually feel like, and they are so lovely. Beautiful colours, real depth of colour in there. And she's got some gorgeous yarn, which is 50% baby camel and 50% silk, and yes, it is as soft as it sounds. I also looked at these tiger striped yarn. They called tiger? Oh no, zebra stripe yarn. Beg your pardon. I've never tried any, but I like the idea of it, and I like the way it knits up. Look at this. Oh, so these are the really soft ones that I was just saying about. Oh, you have to squish that to believe it. Oh my goodness. So this is Hot Butter Yarns. Slightly different colourways to the ones I usually go for, but really, really beautiful. I love her sort of style. I love this kind of Fair Isle thing that she does. Lots of really lovely patterns. You can buy them as kits, and you can also buy them as individual patterns. And here's some of the things that she's made up. I love this sweater. I think it just appeals to my use all the bits up aesthetic. And some Fair Isle as well. If you've been watching my podcast, you'll see that I'm quite into the idea of Fair Isle at the moment. And some more stripes and patterns there. And then look, we're back to yellow and grey. It's obviously just drawing me in at the moment. So here I'm at the Skein Queen, or maybe pronounce it the Skein Queen, I don't know. Anyway, woolly worm hats, which I really like, and I think they show off her yarn really beautifully. And I looked at this shawl, isn't it lovely? Again, it's the grey and all the rainbow colours, a bit like the same as the little grey girl. I'm just drawn to them. This is the Slow Exposure Shawl Kit. And you can buy all the yarn at the Skein Queen Skein Queen shop. Another woolly worm hat. I really woolly worm head, not woolly worm hat. And here are the yarns that I used in that shawl. They're absolutely beautiful. I think it's a mix of silk and merino, and those colours are just lush. Really, really lovely. I couldn't put them down. I really wanted to take those home with me. Oh, so now this is Yarn Ting, and I love her stuff. Really, really beautiful. And you will see that I made a purchase from Yarn Ting. I'll show it a bit later on. And then here I am at the, I think this is the Crochet Cabin. And again, really lovely stuff. They use lots of style craft, and they have some really great pattern instructions. And look, I'm always sort of like quite tempted by this one, the Masterclass blanket. And then look, they have the cat cardigan in crochet. I asked them about this, and they said apparently Anne Captain Begg, she got asked so many times if they had a crochet version of that knitted cardigan that she approached them to make a crochet version. So this is Under the Olive Tree. They have some really lovely coasters, and look at these little stitch markers, little different cat ones, and then craft ones, and then little dog ones. I really like their stuff. They also had some lovely, lovely yarn as well, but I don't think I did. Just see a tiny bit of it in the corner. And then look, they had this fabulous giveaway thing that you could win for over £100 worth of stuff. Isn't it look wonderful? I was very tempted by that, so I definitely put my name in for that. Now I'm at Castle, I think this is Castle View Knits, and this I was looking at their scarf here, and I think I've seen quite a few people do this one. I'm trying to remember what it's called now. Fuse. Oh, no, I can't remember. I'm sure you can see it on the label. I couldn't quite make it out. Yes, Castle View yarns. Again, look at those lovely yarns, really beautiful. And then this is allium threads, and she dyes with the plants in her garden. And look at the incredible colour range that you can get just with plants that you can grow in this country. I find that pretty amazing. And then this is the cat and sparrow. I was quite taken by the little drop spindles. They're quite a modern take on them. I think they're called a Turkish one. And again, look at this fabulous, fabulous yarn. Really lovely colours. Oh, now this is watercolour and lace. I think that's right. Yes, it is. Watercolour and lace. She does some absolutely beautifully designed shawls. She's called Julie Harris. I think that's the name. I will correct myself if I'm wrong about that. Look at all these really, really lovely colours, and they're all divided up into the different weights and the different types of yarn that's used. Really beautiful. And then finally I visited the Modern Crafter, and they do some sort of punch, needle punch type things. Really lovely. They've got some embroidery kits there as well. I really like the idea of needle punch. It's not something I've ever done before, but I think it's something I'd like to give a go at some point. Oh, that's me done. I've had an absolutely lovely day. Been really good fun. Really nice to meet a few podcasters as well. To shout out to the people that I met. Off the top of my head, I met Ellie from Craft House Magic, and I met Becky from Beccy Knits. I met Linda, and I can't remember her podcast name, but I'll put it down in the comments. I met 365 Knits. Can't remember your first name, but again, I'll put it down in the comments, and then you'll see there'll be lots of show notes, I'm sure, from today, because I'll put all the links to the people that I have filmed and talked about over the course of the video. So yeah, had a really good time. Spent a lot more money than I was expecting to, but I've got some really, really lovely stuff. So I will put that up at the end of this video, so you can see all the different things that I've got. So yeah. Just now going to drive home. It's dried up, fortunately, and I'll see you later. Bye. Hello everybody. Right, I just thought I'd catch you up on the things that I bought yesterday at the Yarn Festival. I had such a good time. There were some really, really lovely things, and I, pretty much like everybody, I think of these things, I could have spent thousands. But I was very restrained. I just came away with a few bits and pieces, and I thought I'd show you what I got. So I'm always in search of a bargain, and one of the stores that I mentioned that I went to was Felt by Bridget, and if you remember, she had those really, really lovely brooches and hair clips, and I also mentioned she had some hats and things like that. I didn't actually buy any of those. She was selling off bits for making bags, and I have some bag plans in my future. So I bought from her some bag handles. These are just a dark brown leather bag handle, and I got this. Look, it's for a carpet bag. Look, fabulous. Ooh. So I'm going to make myself a proper carpet bag style bag. I think it'd be fantastic for keeping knitting in. And then I also got some little feet to go on the bottom, and these are little magnetic clasps, which are just a little bit more decorative than the ones you would normally get. Quite like those. And then a lovely little bag clasp as well. Don't know how easy that is to see. So yeah, so all bits and pieces for making bags. So I was really pleased to get all that, because like I say, I had got a plan to make a bag, and I really actually I'd been quite inspired by a carpet bag that another podcaster had made. A podcaster I've mentioned lots of times, Soxy Nana Alice. She made a carpet bag recently, and I was really quite sort of taken by it and thought, yeah, I think I need one of those in my future. So that was a bit of a bargain, spotting that and just going, well, I just have to have that really, basically, don't I? So that was from there. And then Yarn Tings. Oh my goodness. She is, I'm trying to remember the name of the person that runs it, and I think it's Charmel. I'm going to have to look at that, aren't I? Okay, anyway, she makes the most beautiful bats, bits and pieces of yarn, lovely, lots of silk, everything. So I picked up this. Look at this. Isn't it just absolutely beautiful? Look at the colours in here. She was so helpful as well, because there was this poor other lady that got one of these, a very similar bat, and she put it on the side just before I came up to the stall to buy. I hadn't realised she'd actually already picked it up, and I picked this yarn up and I was squishing it, and I was thinking, oh yes, I think I'll have this. Not realising, looking to the left, the look of pure terror on this woman's face, that she thought I was actually going to run away with her yarn. I was very apologetic. Anyway, Yarn Tings immediately went, oh, I've got lots more, and pulled out all these different sorts. I said, oh, I'm really drawn to the greens and blues, and she pulled out loads of different ones for me to choose from, and in the end I went with this one. I love the little gold bits in it as well. So now I really do need to get my spinning wheel out. I had promised myself that I would get it out. I haven't done any spinning since I got COVID, partly because I had for a long time, for the first couple of years I had long COVID, I had real problems with breathing, and I couldn't actually breathe and talk at the same time. So I just felt that breathing and spinning was just going to be a bit too much. But I'm a lot better than I was before. So I think some spinning is in my near future. So hopefully I shall show you some in the not too distant future. So that was that from Yarn Tings. Emily Cross Ceramics that I spoke about. You might have remembered I spotted the mushrooms, and I had to buy myself a mushroom. So this is a pin keeper mushroom. I don't have any pins handy to show you, but basically it's got a little magnet underneath, so you just pop your pins on. So useful, because I find, I don't know whether you find, when you're sewing with a sewing machine, you've got to stab them into a pin cushion. It's such a pain. And of course it's a mushroom, so I mean, what more can I say? And the colour isn't coming up very well here. It looks quite black, but it's not. It's actually just this really beautiful deep purple colour. Really, really, really lovely. So I was very pleased with that. What else did I get? Oh, and Kate and Bake. I've just her cat stuff. I mean, it seems to be that knitting and cats go together. I know an awful lot of knitters who have cats or love cats. Anyway, so I had to buy some of her stitch markers. I did show you some. Let me just see if these ones actually show up. Look at that. I just love these. It just if you were going to pick up a cat to put on a stitch marker, that's exactly what it would look like, isn't it? Fabulous. So I was really pleased with those. I've got 4 little stitch markers. I really don't need any more stitch markers, but I needed those. I really did. I needed those ones, definitely. Now I also got from her, I got a pattern. So you may have seen that I filmed the Sinister cardigan, it's called. But I'm not sure I'm going to call it. I think for me it's going to be the Judgy Cat cardigan. I just love those little eyes. Look at the cats. They're just looking, going, what are you doing? So I definitely see one of those in my future. I think it just looked like so much fun, and a fun knit was what I had in mind. And then I did buy another pattern. So this one is from Watercolour and Lace, and this is the Irene crochet shawl. So I won't, obviously I've paid for the pattern, so I'm just, there's nothing I can show you. Oh, I can show you the look. You can see the pattern there. So really, really beautiful, fine lace weight shawl, really lovely, intricate pattern. I don't know when I'd ever wear it, but I just loved it. And I really like the idea of doing a really fine crochet shawl. I thought, well, you know, this is one I will give it a go. Most of her shawls are knitted, but this one is a crochet one. And I also bought some yarn from her. This is not yarn that I can use to make this shawl, but this is 50% merino, 50% mulberry silk. And just look at this colour. Isn't it just beautiful? And this was a special show price. I think it was the end of a line. So I didn't pay full price for that. Like I said, a bit of a bargain queen. But I really, really love this. I think it'll definitely be a scarf at some point. Obviously it's not going to be the Irene shawl that I showed you. So yeah, so that is my purchases. I was really, really happy with those. I had such fun. I really did. It was very funny because I walked into the show and literally within a minute of being in there, I almost literally bumped into Ellie from Craft House Magic. And I was so flustered. I just did the fangirl thing. I went, oh, I watch your podcast. I know who you are. And of course she's looking at me just going, who are you? But anyway, we chatted for a bit. It was lovely. It was really nice to meet her and just chat. And we've exchanged details so we can keep in touch. So that was really, really exciting. And then, as I said at the end of the podcast yesterday, not the podcast yesterday, the bit that I filmed yesterday, so me in the car at the end, and I was talking about some of the other podcasters that I met, and that was lovely. It was so nice to actually meet some other people. You know, I'm relatively new to this. I haven't been doing it very long, and it was lovely to meet some people who have, you know, really big followings, and, you know, just sort of exchange a few words with them. But I'm afraid although I'm happy chatting away in the camera here, I do get a bit shy meeting people face to face. So I did a lot of sort of like, hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. Must go. So I'm really sorry to the podcasters that I met. They probably sort of thought, what on earth happened there? Because I sort of ran up to them, said hello, and then almost immediately said goodbye and went. I think it was just a bit sort of sensory overload and too much peopling, and I was sort of ready to leave, I think, at the point where we actually met. But it was lovely to meet you all, and I look forward to following your vlogs, your podcasts in the future. So I think that is about all I've got to tell you for now. You may have noticed I'm wearing my new driftwood sweater, but I'm not going to talk about it in this episode. I will talk about it when I next do a podcast. And I will try and do it a bit more regularly, because usually they've been sort of like once a month. And now, of course, I've just done 2 in the space of 2 days. Well, but I really was so excited to actually share with you my experience at the craft festival. So there we are. So I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.